Hi, Stephen Walker again. Topic today is why is employee engagement important? Everywhere you look, people are talking about employee engagement, and quite rightly too, because it's important, because it drives the bottom line. It drives performance, it drives productivity, and it drives the bottom line. You get more stuff done. Raising productivity means raising profits. It means raising pay as well. We've heard recently about companies that have gone ahead and made a 4-day week, not to reduce the amount of work, but to get 5 days work done in 4 days. And that's perfectly sensible, depending upon what the work is, of course. Personally, I figure, but don't ask me to prove it, that most organisations that are well run are running at 60% effectiveness. That is, for every 100 units that they should be pushing out the door, things they should produce, mortgage applications they should do, they're actually only producing 60. 40 of it just gets lost in the fluff. So doing that in 4 days, 80% of the time, is still quite easy. Now actually you wouldn't want to run a place with exactly the right number of available hours, because the moment somebody sneezes, it all falls to pieces, and you can't shuffle the pieces about to make it work. You do need some slack. I know that some of you accountants may be fainting at this point, so quick rush in and revive them, but you need to have a bit of slack. At the moment you've got 40% slack at least, so I don't know what you're worried about. Now, there are still organisations out there staggering about at 30% effectiveness. Just think of it. They're doing less than a third of what they should be doing, and yet they're still going because they're in some privileged position. Maybe they've got a patent, maybe they've got a funny sector that they're in, maybe people simply don't take the new things that are coming along and they're still buying horse buggy whips, I don't know. But there's some people out there still staggering on. And that's why employee engagement is so important, because that can take you from 30%, 60% to 120% for a short period of time. Not for long, a couple of weeks, but certainly enough to cope with most crises and emergencies. So that's why it's important. Statistically proven by Gallup that if you're in the upper quartile of employee engagement, then you can expect your profits to double. They don't double overnight, it takes time. And it takes about 5 years to double your profits. Does that sound too terrible? Anybody want that? Now, employee engagement on its own, of course, is not enough. It's about as effective as that. Whereas if you add continuous improvement, you actually make a difference. Stephen Walker, Motivation Matters, creating work environments where people give their best.